Welcome back, everyone, to the Hit Pause podcast. This is a cheeky zero point 0.5 episode 60.5. I'm here with my host, my co-host. His name's David.
Yes, it is.
No, man. Every time, man.
You know what? With a new season, I thought I'd be a little bit better, but nah.
I whenever I'm the one starting the episode, I always introduce you every time, and every time it takes you by surprise. My name's Iman. So this week, as you all you listeners have probably noticed, we are on hiatus right now, in between seasons. So we just finished season 6. I want to say 6.
Good one. Yes, I think that's how it works.
Was it? We actually did finish season 6, right? Yeah. Yes, and we're going into season 7, but well, we're on hiatus. We'll be coming back in a couple weeks. So remember to subscribe, iTunes or wherever. But this 0.5, we wanted to get out ASAP because they just had the press conference for Logan Paul versus KSI round 2.
The second reloaded.
Yeah. So David and I were like, was it while we were on our night out that we saw it?
That's a good point. I really did want to know if they did us any favors being in England with the time zone. I think it must have hit around midnight our time, if not 1 a.m.
What, when the fight actually started?
Oh, no, the press conference started, yeah.
Oh, when the press conference started, yeah. So because I vaguely remember, sitting on a sofa and we checked it a bit on the phone. I might be wrong, but
no, I remember.
Anyway, so for anyone that doesn't know, KSI and Logan Paul, they fought. They had a boxing match. They were amateurs. They wore headgear, and that was almost a year ago now, I think, or maybe even a year ago.
Yeah, it was August 25 last year was the fight, I think.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So almost exactly a year ago. So they have just scheduled... That ended in a draw, by the way. But they've just scheduled the next fight for November the 9th. And yeah, they had a press conference just like they do for all boxing matches. And it's basically these two, on the whole, idiots.
That's putting it very correctly.
Yeah, trying to sort of take the piss out of each other and again, on the whole, failing so badly. But it's basically I guess this episode is a who won the press conference kind of thing.
Yeah.
But so what was the setup kind of like? Maybe you want to go over that.
Yeah, because it was outside the Staples Center in a little demarcated area that had a couple movable benches. They're definitely temporary, at least from what I saw, and a couple people in the crowd.
By the way, the fact that it's in the fight is going to be in the Staples Center, that's actually pretty insane. That is such a prestigious venue.
Yeah, you got to give them credit. Not them. I guess the whole putting it together, who's running the event, you got to give them credit.
Yeah.
But besides that, I mean, not that many people, and then some people within the caged area, and then outside you obviously had some fans who probably just live in the area. So atmospherically, it was meh. The UK one was a lot better, not just because I was there, but it was loud. There was, it felt like the fight was that day. This one was a little bit tame.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't really see anyone in the audience that kind of mattered. It seemed a lot like it was all journalists and that kind of thing. But to be honest, I feel because there was a lot of screaming and stuff, so I think maybe there were fans and things kind of behind, sort of out of shot of camera a bit,
further away from the what was being recorded.
Yeah, because we saw a bit of them, but mostly it was just tame journalists and then the crews of each
your
fighter.
TMZs and
Yeah. So basically, yeah, they started out. They said they had each one has kind of a rep, like a boxing ex-boxer, I think both of them, and they just come on and talk about how great their fighter is,
what
how
great conditions they're
Logan's
in.
gonna kill it. He's incredible. He's been training hard. He's gonna kill.
Let's go, champ. Let's go, champ.
Him. Let's go, champ. Let's go. And man, so that starts off like that. Then there's like a presenter that kind of sort of vaguely does some questions or gives some information. So it was kind of, it's going to be on November the 9th. They're not going to wear headgear and blah blah blah. And then it basically just goes into, yeah, okay, Logan, come up, give us a bunch of like jokes about KSI,
some
take the
good
piss out of him,
digs, some good insults.
yeah, try and really annoy him, and then like vice versa. Try and do it. It was very, man. It was like Logan was doing so well at first, right?
Yeah, I gotta say, yeah, he did well at the start.
He was just like he was kind of, I don't know, he was just kind of taking the piss, but sort of holding his head high as well, kind of not being too dirty with it, not being too cheap with it. I mean, it's all cheap shots, but I mean, not being too. They were mostly pretty funny and pretty kind of
Yeah, it's that opportunity sort of where a YouTuber can show their showmanship, show that they are good in front of an audience, even though they're always behind the camera, and just show their personality. So I think he did a good job, especially at the beginning, of showing us the Logan. And KSI's turn came along.
Oh my god, we were literally watching it and just cringing. Both of us were just cringing because KSI he'd obviously prepared like all of these lines and this whole kind of thing, which in itself was extremely unfunny. I mean, it started off him talking about Jake, who was also sat in the back there. Oh my god, for so long. And he didn't talk about anything to do with Logan for ages. He didn't talk about anything that Logan had said. And Logan's just like, dude, you're fighting me. Why are you talking about Jake?
And
KSI was just
one
kind
could
of
say
flustered.
that maybe KSI's angle was, oh, Logan, you're not even important enough for me to talk to you. But I think he actually just forgot where he was.
Yeah. I think he'd written his little script and he couldn't do anything. He couldn't veer off it.
Yeah.
There was no improv, no nothing. It was like, this is the script, I got to get it out. And he was just flustered, like, wait, I just got to say this. I just got to say this bit. Just ignoring Logan's taunts this whole time. It was so awkward. It was so awkward.
Do you know what it reminded me of? Not to like digress too much, but there's that YouTuber that you showed me who does food reviews at like cheap restaurants and so on.
You mean Philip Solo.
Yeah, Philip Solo. So there was an episode that he did where he does the worst stand-up comedy just to get people's cringy reaction. I honestly felt that's how KSI was running it.
It was like, are you serious?
Is this your best?
Joke? This is it was so bad. Okay, so okay, fine. Absolutely terrible. At this point, both David and I were like, come on, Logan's killing it. This KSI's a joke. We were laughing at him. But then Logan starts coming in with these "you've got a small dick" jokes.
No, it was "you have no dick."
Oh yeah, you have no dick. Oh my god. And it was just like, dude, you ruined it.
Oh, such a good streak.
What? It was like, you had done so well. You kind of maintained some level of dignity and
maturity.
Sort of really rinsed him.
Like, you looked the better person if anyone was going to review this later.
Yeah. And then KSI came on, made an absolute fool of himself, and he should have just ran with that and just maintain that like superiority. But instead you come in and go, you've got no dick. Like, that was cringy as well.
I know. And what's funny is he asked his mum, and if you think about it, should his mum know if KSI has a dick or not?
It was just like, the whole thing was really,
I think Logan got
was
desperate for the press conference to be a press conference, so I think he lost his sense towards the end. And to be unbiased, maybe KSI obviously did really good, if not did the best at his in England. So I don't know if home advantage is a big deal, but there's no excuse. Yeah. You've done it before.
Yeah. It felt like to me it felt like Logan, he was doing well. Then KSI was making a fool of himself, and he got like overconfident. He was thinking like, yeah, I'm absolutely destroying this guy, like I'm doing so well, and he just got kind of weirdly cocky, and it sort of got away with him, meaning he ended up just going a bit off.
And to be honest, I actually feel that's how Logan fights as well. Like his cockiness will be his downfall. Yeah. Honestly, I guess Logan, in my opinion, I think he won the press conference.
I think he won. He still won overall. Yeah. I mean,
but I do think KSI really will win the fight.
KSI basically had no good stuff in that.
No material. Much. No content.
Yeah, no material. Yeah. Yeah, so tell me, you mentioned about the organizers that are doing this event. Because I don't remember if there was a specific company that did last year. But yeah, they've got like some professional company, right, to organize this.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm only really working off Philip DeFranco's episode on it and Logan's podcast. So last year, I honestly feel like Maverick Media, if you want to call it, and KSI's whatever brand themselves just worked with promoting it and used YouTube solely as the platform, and then they obviously sold tickets on a separate website for those who couldn't watch on YouTube.
No, they did. They also sold tickets on YouTube as well, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
And then they lost loads of money because it was getting restreamed all over the place on Twitch.
Yeah, they said I don't know. There's so many people saying different things that they caught all of the stream hacking and so on. And then some people saying nah, they made nothing from it. That aside, so they're using I can't even, it's such a it seems like a terrible name, but it's called DAZN.
DAZN, yeah. But it's just spelled DAZN, right?
Yeah. Goodness sake.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I've been on the website, checked it out. Seems like they stream a lot of, regular sport. Like they got the English Premier League, they got NBA. Like they just stream sports in a subscription kind of service.
Okay.
Which is fair. There's so many of those exist that instead of like the big companies like Virgin, your Sky, blah blah blah, taking charge, they're doing it in their own micro way. So that's good, and that's who they're using to stream the fight. So I don't know if it will be on YouTube. I think it might only be on that.
No, yeah, I think so. That's what I gathered, at least from the press conference, that like it's going to be exclusively on DAZN.
Yeah. And so Eddie Hearn, who's that Cockney accent speaking guy who did all that, in between the press conference, before the YouTubers spoke, he like said, okay, we're just going to do the ad boring side of the part where he basically promoted it. He is working with the, obviously the, like the directors or whatever of DAZN, and he's in charge of promoting it, and DAZN are going to basically invest in this project and see that it goes well. And Eddie Hearn's done loads before, and he admits that this is new for him. He admits that they were going to get a lot of hate from the boxing community because what they've done, and I didn't know this till the podcast, maybe you did, but it's only Logan and KSI who are YouTubers, and they're headlining it. All the undercards are professional fighters.
Oh.
So there's no other YouTubers.
Oh, that's kind of boring.
Yeah, so that is the perfect response, because they even asked this in the podcast, how come this is your strategy? Do you not feel you'll either lose respect from the boxing fans who will get their taste, and then they'll see YouTubers that they don't really fully respect yet, and at the same time the YouTuber fans are like, well, I don't want to pay to watch people I don't know. Hence, motivating people to just either not pay or again hack it in some way.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun. It was fun last year. This is the way
they want to do it.
Yeah, it was fun last year, even though, I mean, even though they sucked at a lot of the undercards.
Yeah,
that was kind of entertaining in itself. But then also the fact that you knew a lot of them was kind of entertaining as well. But I mean,
or you could get to know them.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was quite difficult to get any decent names, YouTuber names, on the undercard this year again.
No, I heard that they stopped it. Like, so Jake Paul comes into the podcast, and the DAZN people are like, we really want Jake, but strategically we think it's better to not have this whole YouTuber thing and give it a bad taste. We want to treat you guys like you're professionals, and for all our subscribers, our people who are paying, our customers, we want them to come back. We don't want them to be like, this is a YouTuber event and we'll use DAZN, see you never again. They want like Jake Paul to headline a fight some months down the line, so us new people coming in start to like boxing and pay on a subscription. That's how he basically outlined their strategic approach.
Man, I know, but like,
I don't agree that that's the best, honestly. It makes sense on paper. Those are those pitches you do at the board table without taking any reality,
Yeah, exactly. And at the end of the day, it's like, it's Logan's and KSI, it's their event, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, you're headlining them. If you did it the other way and said DAZN is using them, but they're gonna be like an undercard.
Yeah.
But we're treating them like real boxers, so therefore they're not as big as the rest of the boxers, so they will be like the second to last undercard or something like that. But you're headlining them, making it seem like it's all about the YouTuber experience. So you might as well just go full on.
Yeah, I mean, why?
Or at least add one more set.
Why treat them like professional boxers when they're not? Like,
but then that is what they're saying. They want boxing fans to allow it, though.
I know, but have I missed something? Like, does Logan want to be now a professional boxer and that's it?
But
or is he still a YouTuber?
They did do that thing though that made them not have head guards though.
Yeah. I mean, I know like the technicality of professional boxer, but like, is Logan a YouTuber or is he a boxer? Does he want to attract people that are interested in boxing and get people interested in boxing? Or does he want to attract people who watch YouTube and like YouTube and bring along people that are interested in that thing? Because surely the latter is better for him and his audience because he is a YouTuber,
You make perfect sense, but we're talking about an LA influencer. These people want to be both.
Yeah.
It's just... I am curious about the numbers afterwards. I have a feeling they may have upset both crowds rather than won both crowds like they want.
Yeah, exactly. It does seem like that. It's like, well, I don't really care about these other boxers. I mean, to be honest as well, even the people that are kind of a bit more into boxing, or I like watching boxing every now and then, but I don't want to watch some scrub. I want to watch Tyson Fury, and I want to watch like the big dogs. I don't want to see some nobody there boxing. On the other hand, I would like to see big YouTubers boxing because they're big to me in some way,
Yeah,
man.
I would say the honest question comes down again. That's what we do at the Hip Pause podcast. We put ourselves in the shoes of the business. Yeah. My only question is, if DAZN has, let's say, 10 million's high. Let's say they have 1 million subscribers that pay monthly. If they've noticed a lot of them are boxing fans and seem into it, they probably would rather see this as a testing exercise and not want to lose them. So maybe they thought putting one fight is not going to make people basically unsubscribe. I feel like they're just testing the water. It might do some damage, but they're just testing it rather than going full on, which is probably why they don't want any more YouTubers. They don't want to tarnish the name if it goes bad or it's not a heavy fight. And to be honest, all the other YouTubers are not practicing as hard as Logan and KSI.
Man, all right. Well, I guess we'll just see how the event is. November 9th. Who before we finish, who is your pick? Who's going to win the fight?
Well, obviously I want Logan to win. I just feel KSI will win.
Ooh, I think Logan's going to win. That's what I honestly think. KSI, I've mentioned this to you the other day, but like, if you want to win a fight, you really have to be in the zone, you know, mentally. You have to really be on your game, like really killing it. And it just doesn't feel like KSI is doing that at the moment. It just feels like he's half-assing his whole career at the moment.
And it kind of showed in the press conference.
Yeah, exactly. It was just like, you know, what's going on here? I mean, maybe that's because he's so in the zone, he's forgetting about everything else, you know? But it doesn't seem that way. To be fair, I also don't know that much about what Logan's up to at the moment. Is he really killing it? Seems like more so he is, but
yeah, I hear he is as well. Yeah. Well, at least that's what he said on the podcast about like his regiment. Apparently, the whole house is like eating like different food now because that's all that's allowed in the fridge. Like some kind of military camps going on.
Whoa, really?
But yeah, we'll see how it turns out.
Yeah, nice. Okay, well, thank you all for listening. Remember to subscribe. We'll be coming back at you with season 7 very soon. And we will see you in the next one.
See ya.